It's like the old Twin Towers for me. It makes me feel like I'm in New York.
This is Lisa. She moved from New York, USA to Belgrade, Serbia 5 years ago. Now she works as a journalist and is raising a son with her Serbian husband. She took me for a walk through a peaceful Belgrade neighborhood and shared how to truly understand Serbs as a foreigner, whether Serbs are a conservative nation, and what's wrong with Belgrade's architecture. Enjoy!
What's the best part for you in the daily life in Belgrade?
I kind of like the pace. I like that it's not that it's slow, it's calm. I feel like in New York, if you don't get something done, the rest of your list is catastrophe. Here, I feel like you don't get one thing done, it's like, okay, relax, you can do it tomorrow. Like that not being stressed over everything is fantastic. I use the word complicated a lot for Serbia. It's complicated. I see Serbia like an onion. The first layer is clean and perfect. You see the people are very welcoming when you first come, so it feels new. It feels like a new place. It feels like someplace fantastic. Once you start hearing stories and you start talking to people more about things that aren't so happy, you start to get a different impression again, a different layer again. It takes a long time for Serbs to really open up themselves in a truthful way. So you can really begin to understand the culture and the traditions and the understanding and the mentality that here. The closer you get to someone, the more they let you in their life, the more you see a second layer that isn't so nice. And then when you yourself experience life as a resident or, life in Serbia full time, you see the painful parts through a different perspective. So it's not just your perspective, but it's a combination of yours and theirs, because now you're in their space. You're no longer just a visitor coming, going for 30 or 60 or 90 days. Like, you have to live in the reality of being in Serbia. I don't think I really ever can perceive Serbia like a Serb because I didn't grow up here. And I think, unlike the US and the UK and other places, you can move there and become part of the culture easily and become American if you're not born in the US. But here, I feel like if you didn't grow up here and go through the full struggles from childhood to adulthood, I don't think you can become a Serb if you're not Serbian. We can try to assimilate and we can try to respect and learn about Serbian culture, but as foreigners, we will never. We can't. I'm sorry, guys. We can't be Serbs.
I used to perceive the Serbian culture like a conservative culture. But at the same time, when I see women walking around, some of them are wearing close to nothing.
Serbian women, and even I guess some men, some degree, are considered sexy, attractive. So they have some responsibility to fulfill that. When I first got here, I swear to you, in the winter, girls wore booty shorts and snow boots. I seen it myself. The girls were super sexy. It was like having butt cheeks hanging out was normal. To be honest, since then, it's gotten more conservative. Women are more covered, and I think it's because even though this is sexy Serbian image, I think when it comes to relationships, I think that's not really always so respected. So when you're young, I guess you want to attract men by being beautiful and sexy. But then once you find your partner, you have to really tail it back, and now you have to not cover up, but you have to, now you're not as out there. For me, it's not that I don't care. It's that I'm me, and I don't plan on changing myself, but I notice that when I'm completely myself, it's not always the best look socially. Like, people may take it the wrong way, and so I've had to become a little more conservative. It's not in me, in my relationships.
Which part of daily life in Belgrade is most annoying to you?
Maybe just getting anything done in general, I'm gonna say. Anything you need to get done, add more steps to it. Like, I think anything you plan to do, like you said, imagine that's gonna be harder than it is. Like, if you have to go from A to B, please put a C. Nothing you do is gonna go smoothly. Always assume there's gonna be a problem so that you can stay grounded, really. Like, anything you do, expect problems.
Expect difficulties.
Yeah, yes.
Do you like these towers of Konarnik? It's like Soviet architecture.
Yeah, you know why I like them? Even though there are three of them, I consider them like my replacement Twin Towers. I grew up in a time when the Twin Towers were so important to us, New Yorkers, and for me that's like, it's like the old Twin Towers for me. It makes me feel like I'm in New York, even though it looks nothing like the Twin Towers. But for me, that's what that represents. Like, as ironic as that is, like I wouldn't want to live there, but I feel comforted by the image.
Dobar dan.
In New York, I think because people only see New York through movies and videos, they don't really see New York City.
Yeah.
Most of New York City is actually like this. All they put in movies is the 4 blocks in Manhattan. That's like this much of New York City. Most of New York City is houses and like apartment buildings like this, or like Queens, where I'm from, Astoria, was very much a family neighborhood. So it was much more like this than what you imagine New York City to be.
What do you think about architecture of Belgrade? I like the red roofs, you know?
That's the part of Serbia that I don't want to see lost. Because when you put the new high-rises, it's just, like you see, like it's just this. Even if it's older and it's not as modern, there's more personality, there's more life in, like you said, the red roof. I never noticed till you said it, but yeah, it's beautiful, it's nice. I don't love this so much, but I love the old. I know that in time they're gonna knock them all down and make them all high-rises, and that'll be very sad. So I'm glad that I was here when it was still really like old Serbia. I got to see before the changes. I think when I first came here, this entire area was like a plot, an empty plot for years. And then every year when I would come back, like I would come back every 3 to 6 months, there was a new building or a new like dig. So who knows how it'll be in 5 years? I guess completely different.
Do you like this speed of development here?
No. I think it's always important to develop, but I think the rate of change is way too fast. I think it probably feels artificial, and people don't have time to adjust. I think that's sad, and I think it kills the culture a little bit. They don't say anything about Serbia. They're just blank high-rises. I'd be happy to see things at least slow down, if not change completely. Like slow down, like don't. Every time you turn around, something is gone and new. I think it's too fast. I think, and because places in Europe are losing their culture, I think something has to be done to preserve some of the old. You know, maybe not Belgrade, maybe the smaller towns, but I think modernizing everything so quickly is a disservice to tradition, like to the culture, because all the stories people have are in their houses, in the neighborhood. Once you change the neighborhood, you change the story.
So you are living somewhere in this neighborhood. How is living here?
I love this neighborhood the best out of all that I've been, because this here is pretty quiet. There are people. It's not dead like some places farther out. It's almost like living in the suburbs in the city, which I like, which is like, it's not as shocking as living in the center. I would never live in the center. In New York City, we have so many driving rules. Like this, you would never see. This gives me the tics. Seeing cars facing the opposite way on the same street is crazy to me. If you're even touching the curb, that's a ticket. So whenever I see like cars on the sidewalk, I'm like, oh my God. Like, so yeah, and then you have to walk around. Yeah, this isn't the best town for walking, but I walk anyway, I don't care. There's so many narrow roads here. Like this to me is a one-way street. This is not a two-way street, but here, it's just make it happen. And not just that, but there's no sidewalks. Like you have to, between the walking and the two cars, it's always mad, and then no street signs. So you have to pray and just go and hope you make it.
How Belgrade have changed?
10 years ago, there even though there were no night buses, there were night buses, but not like this, you still saw people out in the street after 12. They would just walk. So around like 12, 1 o'clock in the night, you would see people all around just walking, coming from bars, clubs, or whatever, hang out with friends. It was normal. Now I feel like I guess if people can't afford so much to come hang out, or they don't want to, they want to stay in their house. But it's a lot less social than before.
What is the most valuable thing that you found in Serbia?
For me, I think because I'm a little stubborn, I think it's the survival. Like the idea that if you make it through XYZ, you can make it through anything. To me, I think that's what's important for me. When things aren't going so well, I think makes you a better person, a stronger person. And that I think is the best lesson that I've learned here. If you're not strong-willed, if you're not ready to fight, I think this isn't the country for you.